Welcome to my YouTube channel Yasmeen Simplifies. Endocrine system is the part 3 of the chapter Control and Coordination. Those who are watching it for the first time can surely refer to part 1 and part 2 for better understanding. So let's start. There are two types of glands, endocrine glands and exocrine glands. Let's have a glance on it from the point of view of differentiation. Endocrine glands secrete hormones directly into bloodstream to regulate body functions, whereas exocrine glands release substances, sweat, saliva, etc., through ducts onto surface, that is the skin. Second point of differentiation is endocrine glands have no ducts, that is they are ductless glands, and exocrine glands have ducts. Through those ducts only, it secretes sweat and saliva onto the skin. Example of endocrine gland is thyroid gland and pituitary gland. That means they release hormones directly into the bloodstream. Exocrine glands example is sweat glands and salivary glands. So the important endocrine glands we are going to study in this chapter are as follows: pituitary glands, adrenal glands, thyroid gland, pancreas, ovaries and testes are the separate topics but needs to be covered as per CMS syllabus. First, there is pituitary gland. Pituitary gland is also known as master gland. We'll discuss why later. First of all, shape of pituitary gland is pea-sized gland, and the location is at the base of the brain beneath hypothalamus. At the base of the brain and beneath hypothalamus. All these are the keywords that has to be there in the answer. Now let's know why pituitary gland is known as master gland. Because pituitary gland secretes many hormones that stimulate, means that forces other endocrine glands, other glands available in the body that are endocrine glands of the body to release their hormones. So the reason for it to be a master gland is it secretes many hormones that forces or stimulates other endocrine glands of the body to release their hormones. Hormones secreted by pituitary gland are as follows: thyroid stimulating hormone, that is TSH. These hormones are really very important. Adrenocorticotropic hormone ACTH, antidiuretic hormone ADH, and prolactin and oxytocin. These are the five hormones that are released by this master gland or pituitary gland. Now, when there is increase in secretion of the growth hormone, this leads to gigantism, that is overgrowth of a person from the oversecretion of growth hormone leads to gigantism. When there is under secretion of the growth hormone inside the body, that leads to dwarfism. This is very important from the point of view of name the following or MCQs. Antidiuretic hormone, when is secreted or under secreted, leads to diabetes, and diabetes leads to excessive urination and feels more. These are the symptoms of diabetes. There is excessive urination and a person feels more thirsty due to loss of water. So this is all we need to know about the pituitary gland or the master gland. Let's discuss the next gland, that is thyroid gland. Shape of thyroid gland is bilobed gland. Shape of pituitary gland was pea size, but thyroid gland is bilobed. That means there are two lobes. Bilobed gland. Location is in front of the neck, either side of the windpipe. In front of the neck, either side of the windpipe. Whereas the shape of pituitary gland was pea size and its location was at the base of the brain beneath hypothalamus. Thyroid gland bilobed in shape and in front of the neck on either side of the windpipe. Hormones secreted by thyroid gland is thyroxine, and iodine is the mineral required for the synthesis of thyroxine. This is very important. Which mineral is required for the synthesis of thyroxine? So this is iodine. Under secretion of thyroxine leads to, that is under secretion of the hormone secreted by thyroid gland, that is thyroxine, leads to three things: simple goiter, cretinism, that is in infants, and myxedema in adults. Simple goiter symptoms are swelling in neck. Why? Due to lack of iodine in diet. Swelling in neck due to lack of iodine in diet. Now, cretinism, which majorly happens in infants, is stunted growth and mental retardation. These are the two symptoms that occur in cretinism. Then there is third thing, myxedema, which happens due to under secretion of thyroxine in adults. Metabolic rate goes down, body weight goes up, and swelling of face and hands occurs. These are the three diseases that happens due to under secretion of thyroxine: simple goiter, cretinism in infants, and myxedema in adults. Then let's talk about the third gland, adrenal glands. This is in pair. This is very important. This is in pair. These are two adrenal glands are present in our body. This is the only glands. Then the shape of adrenal gland is triangular glands. These are triangular in shape, and the location is on top of each kidney. On top of each kidney. There are two kidneys, so there are two adrenal glands which are present on top of each kidney. The hormones secreted by adrenal gland is adrenaline. This is also known as emergency hormone, and corticosteroids. First is adrenaline hormone secreted by adrenal gland, and second is corticosteroids. Now let's talk about adrenaline or emergency hormone. Why this is called emergency hormone? We got to know that pituitary gland is also known as master gland. Why? Because it secretes those hormones which stimulates other pituitary glands in the body to secrete their hormones. Now there is adrenaline or the emergency hormone. Why? The function of this emergency hormone is increase the heartbeat and blood supply to voluntary muscle. First function. This is very important. Second is it allows body to respond and cope with sudden stress, shock, anger, and excitement. This is the only ultimate reason for it to be called as emergency hormone. Why? Because it allows body to respond and cope with sudden stress, shock, anger, and excitement. Then there is another hormone. First is adrenaline. Second hormone secreted by adrenal gland is corticosteroids. Function is it helps to control the metabolism of carbohydrates, fats, and proteins in the body. And the second function is helps to regulate the salt and water balance. These two hormones and the functions of these two are really very important. Then the fourth gland that we are going to study is pancreas. Shape is it is leaf shaped. The adrenal gland was triangular glands, and this pancreas is leaf shaped. Location below the stomach and in the loop of the duodenum. Below the stomach and in the loop of the duodenum. It has both endocrine and exocrine functions. So this is the point to be focused. This point has to be focused. The only gland which has both endocrine and exocrine function is pancreas. Exocrine function of pancreas is it secretes. Exocrine secretion is pancreatic juice and is carried through the pancreatic duct into the duodenum. And its endocrine function, that means inside the body, to produce the insulin and glucagon hormone. To produce the insulin and glucagon hormone. Insulin, what does the insulin do? Now, these are the two hormones secreted by pancreas: insulin and glucagon. So, insulin regulates blood sugar levels inside the body, and glucagon stimulates the conversion of extra glucose into glycogen. So, these are the two hormones, the endocrine functions of the pancreas. Now, the last topic that has to be discussed over here is ovaries and the testes. Ovaries are present in females and testes are present in males. The location of ovaries is both sides of the uterus. Hormones secreted by ovaries is estrogen and progesterone. And the important function of ovaries is it controls female sexual development and the maturing of the eggs. Testes location is in scrotal sacs beside the penis. Now, hormones secreted by testes is testosterone, and the important function of testes is controls male sexual development and sperm production. Now, the last topic which has to be covered in control and coordination chapter is stress management and adolescence. So, adolescence is the only topic that needs to be learned, and it's related to day life. So, let's have a glance on the stress management topic. First is yoga. Yoga can manage our stress. There is meditation, time management, and rational thinking. So these are the topics that has to be discussed in control and coordination. There is part 1 and part 2 is also available. So those who are watching this video for the first time can surely have a glance on them for better understanding. And in case of inquiry, do comment in the comment section, and do subscribe and like the video. Thank you everyone.